Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. You see him here. The hit makers are in the house. Michigan Mike, Michael Hasso in his Mavs garb. You want to go ahead and shout out your...
Yeah.
And Tasha T. Sizzle reminding all of us that she lives on the beach and we don't. How you doing today, T. Sizzle?
I thought it was warm in Texas.
It was a couple days ago.
You see this hoodie? Hell no, it ain't warm in Texas.
Sorry.
See, right. Go ahead and floss for us. Get it all, Get it all out.
Sorry, I got these arms out. These Michelle Obamas out.
Guns out, guns out right here on The Extra Point, y'all. Football season. Well, dang, Mike. Okay. You've been doing the push-ups on paternity leave, huh? All right, the diamonds. All right, Mike. We see you. All right. We got a lot to get to today. In season, out of season. The Extra Point is always in season. Got a ton of football and basketball to talk about, and a tragic story that's not getting enough attention on the national scale. We're not letting that slide today. Alabama fans, stick around. We got some questions for you. But before we get into any of that, we have to give a shout out to our sponsors.
We are sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can go on her Instagram where she is still providing content. She's showing you how to make different types of coffee drinks and things like that. Again, keep checking her website for updates. That's May Jane's Coffee, MAEJANES coffee.com. And on Instagram, it's May Jane's Coffee.
Shouts. Oh, hey, that was an excellent read. Excellent job by you, T. Sizzle. Mike, can you top that? This show is also brought to you by
Wolverine Comics. That's Wolverine_Comics TX. Just a shout out to another buyer.
All right.
Sold a X-Men first appearance of Sinister, so that is out. Oh, I know, Tasha. So sold that for a good price. So yeah, if y'all need any to buy, sell, or trade comics, you let me know.
That was an excellent read. Oh, they in their bag this morning. They must have had a good night's sleep. Tasha just got in from her morning run on the beach like Stella. We see y'all. All right, let's get to it. Now, we're going to kick this thing off in the NFL because there's a developing story that has more layers than a blooming onion. And I want to peel back a few of the more layers this week. We kind of broached on it last week, but Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. From everything that we've seen all week on all the national shows, it looks like they're growing further apart than closer as far as their contract negotiations. Tasha, the people know what's been going on for the last year with Lamar. So let's just start right here with you. If the Baltimore Ravens were going to pay Lamar, wouldn't he have already done it by now?
Yes. And you cannot necessarily blame the Ravens. I said this when old Freak Nasty got his money. The problem lies with the Haslams and the Cleveland Browns. When they gave Freak Nasty, Deshaun Watson, that contract, that it messed it up for everybody else. Because we all know Lamar is more talented and has accomplished more than Freak Nasty. Yet Freak Nasty got $249 million upfront guaranteed money, dinero.
With no Super Bowl appearances, no MVPs, no offensive player of the year.
Playoffs?
Just a couple of warrants, that's all. Just a couple of warrants. That's all.
But again, I still fought Lamar when it comes to him playing last season. I would not have played if I was Lamar because I didn't have my bitch, but I have my money. The Rihanna version.
I'm glad you didn't do the other version that we did offline a little bit earlier.
AMG.
What's he say? Pay me what you owe me. Don't act like you forgot.
So, it's just a messed up situation, and it's all because of the Cleveland Browns.
I agree with that, and I like where you're going with that because you lead me into another question I'm coming back to you on. Mike, you're the general manager of the Ravens. Is this more about the money itself, or is this more about Lamar missing 10 games the last 2 seasons due to injury?
No, this is money for me. We talked about it last year, whenever the Watson trade or the deal went down, and I was like, this is going to cause a strike or holdout. And this is kind of what it's going at. And they're playing back and forth, and they're like, no, we're not paying you that. We got to bring that number down because it's too high now. And so they're playing hardball, but like the owners are overall going to win because it's like, okay, there's so much talent that's coming through college now. That's an easier transition from what we've seen in the past.
Right, especially for Lamar style.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a bad position for Lamar right now because I agree he deserves the money. I don't know if it's like more than Watson money, like as far as like that number, because that's a lot of money.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a bad position for him.
Mike, you walk me into your – no, go ahead. What's your thought, Tasha?
There are only two people in this world that I know will pull that trigger when it comes to money. Mark Davis.
Yes.
And if Gerald didn't have Dak, because he said Dak is his guy. Because y'all, one thing I can say about Jerry Jones, he is faithful to his quarterbacks when they are there, when they need to maybe be gone. That's Jerry true. Jones, Mark Davis and Jerry Jones would be the only two that I know that would pull that trigger.
Right. I totally agree with you there. Now, Mike.
Maybe Dak only has one more year.
Right. Hey, I'm all on board if you want to ship him off to Baltimore, if they want to save a penny or two and bring in Lamar. We'll give you the $230. Jerry will find that money. But speaking of Jerry, you brought up lockout, and I do specifically recall that episode when you said, hey, this could lead to something ugly down the road. So I did some digging. And, Mike, you may be on to something. Where there's smoke, there's fire. In 2015, Tasha, you may remember this as well, because, Mike, you don't fool with either one of these teams. Remember when Dez Bryant and Demaryius Thomas were both free agents, and they opened up an NFL investigation about collusion between the Joneses and John Elway, where they said they were colluding together to suppress their value because Megatron had just signed this crazy deal, and they wanted Megatron money. And the league opened up an investigation. The owners held firm, and they did not get that kind of money that Megatron got. They reset the market. Could this be another situation where the owners get on the phone like, hey, Baltimore, Mike, we're not doing this, because if you do it, then I got to do it for Joe Burrow. Then I got to do it for Justin Herbert. Then what do the $300 million guaranteed? The one thing we know the NFL does not want to do is give away guaranteed contract. That's the whole leverage that they have. So, yeah, a lockout is very, very possible. Last question to you on this one. Tasha, does Lamar Jackson need an agent?
Yes.
So basically, this all falls in his lap. Do you agree, Mike? Does he need an agent?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't see why he doesn't have an agent.
I mean, I see why he doesn't have an agent, because you can keep all that money in house. But not saying that his mother is not capable or doesn't have the whatever to do this.
Mama, this ain't Thanksgiving dinner. This is
right.
When you're dealing with
this type of money with this type of player, you need an agent. You can get Jalen Hurts' agent, who is a sister, if that's where you want to go with that. He needs an agent.
And she's going to have all eyes on her in the coming offseason as well, Mike.
It's just like when you sell your house, right? My dad's actually looking to sell his house, and he's like, should I go someone that we know, and should I sell it myself? I'm like, you could, but you're not, in my opinion, going to get the best deal, because it opens up the market when you get an agent, because they do all that for you and they get the best money for you. And that's the main thing. Right.
If you work at McDonald's, it's okay to do your taxes on turbo taxes. But if you own multiple properties and you have all kind of annuities and stuff like that. And
you need to get Ernst & Young.
Right. Then you may want to get a professional to do that. Plus, in the NFL, the agent is the buffer. He doesn't tell you all of the stuff that the team tells him about why you're not worth that money or why they're not going to pay you that money. They will tell you, well, your percentage outside the pocket is like 33% completion. The feelings get involved when it comes to negotiating head up with I think that was a bad move from the jump. Damn, Watson, give up the 20% and make sure that the agent gets you the money, or at least gets you shipped somewhere where you can resume your career. Because it looks like Baltimore, to Tasha's point to open the show, they ain't paid you by now. What are we really doing? Why would they just change their mind tomorrow?
And I'm wondering, would it have been different? Because didn't Ozzie draft him?
Yes.
Would it be different if Ozzie was still there? Do you think it's the GM?
Ozzie would have got him to get an agent. I think Ozzie could have talked to him and said, hey, you really need an agent, because I'm not trying to tell you what I'm about to tell you when you come to me about a contract negotiation and we start running these numbers, because it's going to fracture our relationship.
Side note about Ozzie Newsome. I just heard this. Do y'all know he drafted Ray Lewis and Jonathan Ogden the same year in the first round?
It was almost like Dak and Zeke in 2016.
No. Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis too.
Not like that. Like you gotta do like not like that. All right. Well, yeah, Ozzy would have supported him. Yes, I agree with you, Drew. Ozzy would have supported him, but I think in support comes good advice. Like, hey, look, there's a couple of agents here that you may want to just chunk that 20%. You'll make it back. They'll get you some more opportunities to make that 20% back. There's no way that I would want to negotiate hundreds of millions of dollars in this kind of deal and not have proper representation. Oh Lord, F. Ray Lewis, yes, Kenny, you represent all of us. And while you at it, where's that white suit, Ray? Don't make me ask you again as we digress. Now, Tasha's favorite quarterback of all time, Mr. Lamar Rogers, he's out of his cave in Oregon. Did you happen to see the description of the cave, Mike?
The 400 square foot cave room, all blacked out, just a toilet and a place to sleep with a mat in the middle.
So he was in jail. Just tell me you sitting on warrants.
I mean,
he did time.
In jail stripes.
right. You rattling the cup against the bars. We get it. Now that he's out, here comes the annual cat and mouse game on whether I'm going to retire, am I going to play, where am I going to play? I'm on the Pat McAfee show with my feet kicked up. I'm drumming up all of this interest for a quarterback that threw for less than 3,700 yards last year, had a 42 quarterback rating, will be 40 years old on December the 2nd. Yet here we go again with Aaron Rodgers. Tasha, I'm going to start with you. What would be the baseline minimum that you would accept in a trade for Aaron Rodgers just to get him out of your hair for good?
The thing is, he's not going to come cheap, but as the team who may want an Aaron,
like the Jets, is rumored to want to pony up for him.
The Jets, they're good, but what Green Bay would ask from the Jets, it wouldn't leave a team. You're not
saying picks, players, or one first rounder, two first rounders?
You're not going to get your defensive rookie of the year. You're not going to get your offensive rookie of the year. Those are off the market.
Right, definitely, right. Leonard Williams was off the market. He was a
if you take the picks, what do you have left? Because New York, the Jets are not there. Right. They're not an Aaron Rodgers away from winning a Super Bowl.
So, but if they were to go ahead and cash all their chips in, what would it take to get you to pick up the phone? One first rounder, two first rounders? What would you ask for them?
But that's my question. Green Bay is going to be petty because Rodgers is petty. They're not going to say, because they'd be like, oh, he can go where he wants to. Any team that wants Aaron Rodgers' services for whatever good time years he has left, Green Bay is going to ask for everything. They're going to ask for the baby and the water and the window to throw all that out of.
Right, Mike. What would be the starter of the conversation for me to keep you on the line for Aaron Rodgers' services? A couple of first round picks, second round pick.
Yeah, I would send out, if I was Green Bay, I'd send out 2 first rounds, 2 second rounds, because that's extremely high. And then pretty much put it on the Jets to be like, okay, well, what about 2 first round, 1 second? I'm like, okay, I would take that deal if I were Green Bay, because that's kind of where
take 2 first rounds and 1 second.
Yeah, I would do that.
It's gonna be some. Even though Aaron Rodgers is older, he's only been to 1 Super Bowl. He hasn't thrown for many yards. He's still Aaron Rodgers. As much as he gets on my nerves, he's still Aaron Rodgers.
And the Jets got to keep their starting, package that they've done picked up this last year.
So he has something to work with. To your point,
right?
But again, I don't think and then if you get Aaron Rodgers, and we're just gonna say he's going to the Jets, that does not make them an automatic contender.
Not with 3,600 yards and 26 touchdowns.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're the Jets,
you might be pulling a Brady though?
do you know he's going to go to New York and have those same damn antics that he's doing?
I think his ego wouldn't allow him to not play well. Mike, go ahead. Allude on what you just said there. You said he's going to pull a Brady. What do you mean?
Well, I'm not saying that Brady did crazy well on the Bucks. However, that last season on the Patriots, he did bad. You know, Paul, you were even saying, man, you can't even throw a 5-yard pass.
Right.
And
right.
it looked bad. I agree. But I was saying, like, no,
he was tanking.
Like, he's throwing it. He's like, okay, well,
yeah.
Right. And I think that's what Aaron Rodgers is doing right now. I think he has the arm that he can do a lot better than what he showed.
So wait a minute, Mike, because you dropped a bombshell just now. You're saying that Aaron Rodgers is trying to force his way out through mediocre play, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tasha, you buying that?
I can believe that because, like I was saying, he can be petty in Green Bay because Green Bay they ain't had nothing since the welfare queen left.
Brett Favre, everybody.
Nice
Brett Favre, for all y'all that don't know, that's the welfare queen of Mississippi. It's Brett Favre. He cannot he can do those same antics in New York to try to prove a point. But
it ain't love New York because he loves attention.
But it ain't gonna go over the same way because it's too much going on in New York. But they're gonna be like, oh, he want to go smoke his mushrooms. Okay. It's not going to be that big of a deal.
Right. He's not going to be the big fish in a small pond anymore in New York. Right. Aaron Judge is about to start up spring training, and he's coming off a record year, and you know that's a Yankees town first.
But like Jarrell was saying, he's not worth the headache, but in New York, they really ain't going to care. The only thing they're going to say is, we gave up this, this, and this for you, and this is what you're doing. But all that...
Do you agree with Jarrell? Do you think that they should just go ahead and sign Derek Carr and be done with it?
I mean,
I'm not sold on him.
Mike and I, me either, never have been. Mike and I have agreed on this, and I can't remember you asked us about, do you want to build for a dynasty or do you want to win now?
Right.
These teams, I don't care how much they say, whatever they saying, teams nowadays, major leagues, NBA, whatever, they want to win now. They don't give a damn about that dynasty. So,
hey, what did the Rams say 2 years ago? F them picks.
Yeah, they won one.
Yeah, Mike, they won one.
And they got. I mean, Stafford was not, to me, not a good caliber quarterback, but he won him a Super Bowl because
they put enough around him for one season to get that done. Great point. Shouts out to Martrice Hastings. Happy birthday, Martrice. Hey, Mama Hastings.
Happy birthday.
Shouts out. Happy birthday. A birthday on a Saturday. Somebody is going to be turned today. All right.
She ain't doing nothing but taking these jokes that I gave her last week.
Oh, Lord. Trees, throw back a shot for your boy today. How about we do that? All right. Now, let's stick with quarterbacks because I was thinking, all right, so Mahomes has gone ahead and answered all of the critics. He submitted himself as the top dog quarterback-wise in today's NFL. So who's up next? Who's now under the most pressure to get to the Super Bowl and win Super Bowl 58? Let's go by conference. We'll start in the AFC with you, Mike. What AFC quarterback is under the most pressure to win Super Bowl 58?
I go, second contender would be Burrow, or I guess first contender for the championship. Burrow is up on the list. Besides him, I mean, that's pretty hard. I mean, I would say the Bills are up next, but I mean, it's like Bills are gonna Bills. So
all night. Oh, wait a minute. Have you put them in the dubious Titans and Cowboys category? That they're going to team name? When Mike says your team is going to team name, he done wrote you off.
I mean, they've been doing that since the 90s. I thought this team was going to be different. However, they've showed otherwise. So
Mike said they've been garbage since box braids and fades. Okay, Tasha. He says it's Joey Burrow. Who's under the most pressure in the AFC, in your opinion?
I'm going with Joe Burrow, and I could also add a Josh Allen in there. They have hyped Joe Burrow up so much, which is due. He's good. We're not saying he's garbage or anything, but the way the media has grasped onto him and
the cigar, the swag, the fur coat. Yeah. It's
Joe Burrow. I'm taking it off Josh Allen as much now. But I mean, I am one to say it for the future. The AFC is going to come down to Buffalo and Kansas City.
And you're right, because I mean, if history's any indication, those have been the two best teams in the AFC the last few years. I'm going to give it to Josh Allen because Burrow passed him this year. And Burrow had done it in less time. He came from the bottom. We know the Bengals have been horrible since Houshmandzadeh and Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco left. They've been, and then he came, and now all of a sudden they passed the Titans. They passed the Bills. Like the only people, and they're nipping at Kansas City's heels. Josh Allen, back in the preseason, we all picked you to be the MVP. We all picked the Bills in the Super Bowl, and for good reason. You had the most stacked roster. Remember that Monday night, that Thursday night opener, what they did to the defending champion Rams? The next week on Monday Night Football, they beat the Titans so bad the ESPN turned it on the volleyball. So, like, with a start like that, you can't cripple to the finish line and limp in like that. So, Josh Allen, you got Diggs, bro. You got Gabe Davis. You got a somewhat solid defense. You don't let Burrow pass you, bro. What you gonna do about it, Josh Allen? Now, wait a minute. Trees, it's your birthday. You're supposed to agree with me. It's cool, Joe. Okay, all right. So I'm outnumbered once again. All right. It was Langston. Don't start at this point. Where's the Prince? Is the Prince running around? You gonna take the Prince to Waffle House? Oh my God. All right. Let's go NFC, and y'all better be nice. Which NFC quarterback is under the most pressure to win the Super Bowl now?
Go ahead, Mike, because we down.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I have to put Hurts out there just because he was so close, and he did a phenomenal job in the Super Bowl. But I'm agree with Langston. You got to, it's Dak. I mean, how many years has he been in the league? How much money has he gotten from America's team? Quote.
No air quotes. No air quotes.
I mean, it's America's
Slip that
team.
in there. Don't do that.
So, I mean, he's getting all these changes that he's supposed to, new offensive coordinator. Okay, you got the coach. Okay. At a certain point, it has to be the quarterback. So this is his year.
So is he having an Evelyn moment for those who may not understand what Tasha means by that? If it smells like day-old cabbage everywhere you go, Evelyn, maybe it's you. Maybe you just stink.
Maybe
that's what it is.
Are you Evelyn?
Yeah.
Tasha, and now the great folks in the chat, they agree with Mike. Do you agree with Mike?
He's having a Mariota moment. That's what it is.
No. Don't. No.
Not the exotic.
Don't send him back that far. He got pitched by the Falcons. Oh my God. No, Tasha, do you agree? Is it Dak?
Yeah, it's Dak. And again, every year
coming in hot. Go ahead, Tasha.
Y'all always say, "Oh, we got this Dallas hate. We hate the Cowboys."
You do?
No. My hatred for them goes back because that was the 49er Dallas thing. But ever since old Clanger got there, I have been a secret Cowboys fan.
Oh, bookmark this, Mike.
Because I wanted him to do well. But the first time they start cowboying, I go back and use my thoughts and not my heart, which is what a problem that you Cowboy fans have. It is that.
Okay, that's not debatable. We understand. We've been hurt, though, Tasha. We've been hurt.
Again,
we're fragile base.
You have an owner and all his people around him who go out there and do all the gun bumping every year, talking about they gonna do this, they gonna do that, and then when they get to the playoffs, they always lose.
Stop it, Mike. Don't be answering. Don't be calling on. The thing is, I was cringing. That's Mike's word. I was cringing when I wrote down NFC. I was like, man, they finna come after Dak. My boy went after Bob and Weave on this one.
Who else is it? Who is
Jalen Hurts? It's Jalen Hurts. Now, wait a minute. Let's hold on. Let's see. That's the problem. Tasha jinxed us the last 7 years rooting for Dak. Damn. That's what you infiltrated. That's what it is. All we got to do is get some sage, get you up out the mix. We're going to be right back. But no, I honestly do think that it's Jalen Hurts, and here's why. Because Tasha and Mike, y'all know me long enough. Come August, what am I going to tell y'all? We about to win it all. We're going to win it all. It's us.
We don't know who you're talking about.
Be right back in the fall talking about we finna win it all.
But with you, we don't know who you're talking about, Mr.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the Titans this time. Now, no, we in rebuild mode with the Titans. You see they ain't on this damn list? Well, I can't even muster up the energy to talk about them right now. Let's wait till after we have a draft pick. But with Dallas, Dallas, Jerry's, like you said, Jerry loves his quarterbacks. Jerry ain't gonna send him packing if we don't make the Super Bowl next year. As long as he's still number one in box office draw, as long as he's on the Fox Sports every week. See how the fans are, Tasha Blank. Don't do that, Steve. Don't do that, Steve. Love me, Steve. We're in pain, Steve. We've been through 30 years of this foolishness. But we're not going to put pressure on Dak because the owner's not going to put pressure on Dak. I'm going to say it's Jalen Hurts, but I mean this as a compliment. You were so close to making history. You know what I'm saying? He really outplayed Mahomes in that Super Bowl. You get A.J. Brown back. You get Smith back. You get Miles Sanders back. You got your coaching staff back. Well,
top 10 draft pick. Come on.
No. You get a top 10 pick. Brother, you got to get back to the Super Bowl and win it this time because the 49ers let you off the hook when all their quarterbacks went down. We want to see if that was a fluke or not. You got to get back. And you got to go through Dallas and San Fran to do it, or else I ain't counting this year for the Eagles. To Mike, to that, you say what?
I laugh at the Cowboys. But yes, I think it's going to be a rematch for the 49ers-Eagles NFC Championship.
No. The Cowboys are going to knock one of y'all two out. I don't know which one it is, but we're going to get one of you.
They're going to knock themselves out. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tasha, you can go. Tasha, your turn.
To the left?
No, don't be dancing.
To the right.
No. Don't be dancing.
Knock them out like
you don't even know who your running back is. Like, come on. Come on, man.
Moving on in a hurry in my voice. Moving on in a hurry, damn it.
What's fired?
It hurts. Okay, maybe it is Dak, but we're going to keep that off the reel. All right, so there's been a development brewing down there in Tuscaloosa that's been flying under the radar, and we about to take a flashlight and go look behind the stove and see all them cockroaches that's crawling around down there at the University of Alabama. Okay, right. Wait a minute, Langston. Did the Eagles win the Super Bowl? Mike talking for. Oh, so he said you ain't coming for my Cowboys now. Cowboys fans, stand up. Mike just laughed. You know when somebody laughed and challenged them to a fight?
We at least had one in the last 5 years. When's y'all's? What, 30 years? Come on, man.
Mike, if you hurt him, you hurt me. Don't do that. We fragile right now.
No, stop. Go with Mike like you go with me when I say something about y'all ain't been there.
No, because you just flat out hurtful. You be saying stuff that just hits me in the gut.
No, it's the truth. It's verdad.
I didn't say it wasn't true. I said it was hurtful. All right. So 1 ring in 80 years. Tell them, Langston. Cowboys fans is in the house. We're not taking this slander. All right. So let's move on in a hurry. All right. College basketball. So for those that hadn't been following college basketball, and we don't blame you, most of us don't tune in until March Madness. The University of Alabama had to kick 2 players off their team for killing a woman, basically. They're both have been arrested and charged with capital murder of a young 19-year-old mother that was on the strip down there in Tuscaloosa. All right. Now, that was a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. Now, come to find out, their star freshman player, Brandon Miller, was the one who supplied Darius Miles the gun that killed the woman. Why was he on TV playing the other day? Because I could have sworn I saw him on TV on ESPN playing in the game where he dropped 40.
Right.
Now, I don't know. Whichever one of you want to jump in first is fine with me. Let's start with you, Tasha. Why is he playing?
Hey, what y'all always say, they innocent until proven guilty.
So you agree that he should get to play?
Oh, me? I don't agree with it.
But you're saying that is what it is, though. But
you got New Mexico State's whole basketball program has been shut down. Remember the one guy?
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, he shot and killed the guy. He shot and killed the guy. But it was a setup, but he shot and killed him. They going all Yosemite Sam out there, and then they've had other infractions after that. They shut down the entire basketball program. Then you got the LSU women. Let me pull it up real fast. Let me Google it. You had a LSU, the top receiver, Malik Nabers, got caught with a gun in his pocket. They saw him with an L-shaped something walking down the street and they pulled him over and he had a gun.
He had a Dusty Ruger?
R.I.P. to our baby Carlos with his
right. R.I.P. Los with you and your Ruger. Now, Dusty says they said that he wasn't a suspect. I believe at this time he is not a suspect. The truth,
but the thing is, we get on these people for not covering certain stories. I mean, why would this be different? I'm playing devil's advocate here. Why should they give this more?
We don't advocate for the devil. We're gonna play angel's advocate.
I mean, I'm just saying, why should they put they buried the welfare queen story. So why they not?
Well, we know why, because he's a. We'll come back to that. But Mike, we talked about this offline the other day. If this were the Juwan Howard and University of Michigan, this wouldn't be no buried story. A Michigan player that killed somebody
or Duke or UNC or any top school like that in basketball. Yeah, definitely. They'd be like, why is he? They even brought that up in football. Like, dude was going through the court system and he was like, why did he play? I'm like, but he didn't even, I think the part on this one is there's not all the information's there. Like, did he know? Was he licensed for this? Was his friend licensed and he just let him borrow? Did his friend take the gun? Like, I don't know.
In Alabama, just to be clear for everyone, in Alabama, it is not illegal to have a concealed weapon. They're one of the few states where you don't have to have a license to carry a gun.
But this is me. Y'all my boys down here. If one of y'all come to me and say, Tasha, let me hold your gun, my first question gonna be, who you finna shoot?
Right.
Or
I'm gonna need details before I go drive a gun.
Yeah, like, why you need this for?
Right, somebody messing with you. I'm not just going to give you my gun because now I'm speaking with what I really feel. You give someone your gun and they commit a crime, that makes you an accessory or culpable to murder.
Moida. You hear me? Now, Mike, we can make this in real time. I'll pick up the phone. I call Mike because Mike be holding. We know Mike be holding. I'm like, Mike, look, I'm in downtown. I'm in Deep Ellum. Can you please bring me your gun? Mike is not going to get in his car and bring me his gun without having a conversation.
Exactly.
How about saying, won't you go home?
So if he told him, hey, dude, I need to use your gun. What you need it for? Oh, man, these dudes is messing with me. No, I'm not going to give you my gun because you as my friend, as my teammate, as my brother, I'm not going to let you get into any trouble. So that makes me believe he was down with it too, not knowing maybe he was never going to kill an innocent woman, but whatever the shenanigans were, he was probably down with them shenanigans too. But now he wants to go back on the court, go back in school and act like, oh, well, no, I just gave him the gun. No, you was about that life as he was about that life too.
Now, Langston says that he's close to the father of Brandon, and there's more to the story that all he can say is Brandon is a great kid. You can be a source. But the thing is, Langston, do you agree that he should continue to play?
But you can be a great kid and still be a criminal. You can still be a great person.
You can be a great kid and make a mistake,
Right, and make a mistake is probably the way I would have phrased it as well. And make
you can still be a good person, good kid, good woman, good man, and still do some messed up shit. It does that.
And we're not talking about putting him under the jail for the rest of his life. We're talking about how is the NCAA and their hypocritical, what? How can they be crawling up Michigan's butt over a hamburger that Harbaugh bought a kid, yet they are conspicuously absent in a serious.
And Mike, when you put that in our group, what did I say? What did I say when I put that in when you put that in the group? I was like, it didn't have nothing to do with football. It didn't have nothing to do with Michigan. So the NCAA don't care.
Yeah.
It's just, I just find it odd.
Langston, even if it's more to the story, dude, Langston, if you come to me and say, Tasha, let me hold your gun, I'm going to say what you need it for.
And I'm going to tell Mike, I'm going to say, Mike, just go home. Go home, and I'm going to call Stacey and say, hey.
But what's to stop the kids? What's to stop the kids saying, "Oh, I just wanted to go to the firing range"? I mean, I everyone has like this story,
but
right?
If
and we know
to the firing range, they have guns there.
Then, well, I know that, but they also charge you for it too.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, it seems like there would be a conversation amongst people that if you're close enough to ask me to bring you a gun,
we're talking about court system. How are you supposed to prove that?
Right. Right. Now, I'm not trying to litigate the case and put the kid in jail. I'm just saying that it's awfully odd that this is so quiet when you hear, crab legs was a national story. You know what I'm saying?
When Peter Warren got some polo, he lost the Heisman.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, and the flippant way in which Alabama is handling the situation, like, hey, he's our star player. We got a number 1 seed on the line. We ranked number 1 in the country at the time of this happened. We ain't never been ranked number 1 in the country. We finna ride this wave. He'll be in the NBA next year. F it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Juwan Howard punched the coach and was suspended for about 12 weeks.
Man, I was like, is he still our coach? Where did he go? Yeah.
Now, and good morning. Shouts out to Georgia checking in. Now, Langston says, I get it, but me being a kid from Preston Taylor, when I was 18, I would have probably brought the gun as well.
Langston, that's not what we're saying. The point is, if I own a gun, this ain't got nothing to do with age and wisdom. If you're in college, you're supposed to be in school doing whatever you're supposed to do. My point is, he is about that life the same way Darius Miles is about that life. Because if you come to me and ask me for my gun at any age, I'm going to be like, Ninja, what you need this for? Right. Hey, bro, what's up?
Especially if I'm one of the top players in the country and we're on
the drop 40.
Right.
Bro, I got stuff to lose here. Like, what's saying?
Sometimes as a youth, when you're younger, you don't think that way. But obviously, he was about that life with Darius Miles to just be like, here you go. Because and according to ESPN report, now this is just conjecture and speculation, but according to their report, he heard the gunshots because the gun went off shortly after, and then he turned around and went home. So, you're supposed to tell, hey, and it was your gun. Hey, I don't want no trouble. I gave my gun to Mike, and all I heard was pap pap. Hey, I'm going I'm going to clear my name immediately because obviously you don't have my best interest at heart. I always say you get in trouble because of the cover up. The lie is in the cover up.
Yeah. Now I know this is a brick phone, but we're gonna use this as an illustration. Hello, Stacy. Hey, Mike just called me. He said he's in Deep Ellum and he want me to bring him his gun. Are you at the house? Because maybe we need to send his dad or somebody to come get him, or do I like? Can you call him and tell him to bring his ass home? Because I don't feel comfortable bringing him a gun, and if he feels like his life is in that much danger, why not just come home? All right, we'll work that out. All right, peace.
Or even like it's to Langston's point again. These guys are 19, 20, 21 years old.
Which does right because Mike has children. We're all grown now, and we are looking for the age of wisdom. I agree with that.
Again. I remember when I was in college, some stuff that was going down with me and my girls. My thing is, what you doing this for? And I remember, I'm not going to put that out there, but I remember specifically a situation that happened. And I said, what the fuck you doing this for? Like, that's what came out of my mouth. Because then you're dealing with a gun. I'm not going to give you my gun. Right. Without knowing exactly what you're, because even if we driving down the strip, we showing off, we want to bust off a few in the air, that bullet can still come down. You don't know the trajectory of bullets. Anything can happen. You're using my gun, which means I'm tied to that. What if you took my gun and I found out you was a mass murderer? Then they running serial numbers, running fingerprints. My fingerprints, the gun is registered to me. It's my gun. It's my daddy's gun. It's whoever's gun.
And I'm a potential lottery pick on the number 1 team in the country. Let me call my daddy and my mama first. Hey, such and such called me, asked me to bring them their gun. That's my boy, but I don't know what to do. Mama, what should I do? Like there were other people to call first before I just jump in the car and bring you the gun down.
What was the time frame into which he asked and then which he received?
Well, they said that according to the ESPN article, that there was a text message, and then I think he was already riding around in the car, and the gun was under a pile of clothes, and that he, all right, I'm gonna ride for you, bro. I'm gonna ride for you. we shall see how this turns out. But the way that the administration in Alabama is handling this, like, oh, that's just a little something under the little, it's nothing. Just watch us Saturday when we play Auburn, all right? Like, how about that? Like, nah. So if that's Harbaugh's team, if that's Juwan Howard's team, to Mike's point, if that's North Carolina or Duke and Coach K's son is in it, oh no. It's going to be on Get Up. It's going to be on Go to Sleep. It's going to be on all of them.
He had the gun in the car with him. His boy sent him a text and said, let me hold that piece. And he just drove and gave it to him. Like.
Oh, now this ought to make you feel good, Tasha. I'm going to just let you read that. And this is from your daughter.
I'm not calling Tasha to ask her if I should give my gun to a friend. I'm not giving my gun to anyone, period. Said from the mouth of babes.
No, Mike, if you got one of them John Wick guns now, I might be like, well, let me just do it for the gram. I digress. But yeah, and the thing is, and she is in the age range of a college student.
And then not to take away from what Langston was saying, because I understand Langston, we all been young, we did stupid.
Right. And I do understand. And I'm not wanting him to go to jail or go sit under the jail or what. Now, if he's guilty of something, then let the court system work that out. But I don't want his life ruined.
But in this day and age of social media, these kids have gone on social media and seen what idiots have done with guns, money, etc., etc. They know from social media that there are consequences. Oh man, because they follow the shade room, they know what happened.
Right. Shouts out to the shade room and shouts out to Michigan Mike. Excellent job bringing up that topic. That was some good conversation there. Now let's move on to the professional basketball players. Last week we played true or false on the NFL. Today we played true or false with the NBA. They have no clue what statement I'm about to make because I want their reactions to be pure and honest. So, Mike, you went first last week. Tasha, you want to go first this week?
I mean,
look, I'm going to go right down the order, regardless of who goes first.
I'm shooting for the hip because you know I didn't do my homework this weekend, but go ahead, teacher.
Okay, you won't need any for these. All right. Nikola Jokic will win his third straight MVP. Now, before you answer, just to catch everybody up, Jokic is currently averaging 24, 11, and 10. He's averaging a triple-double. He's current front runner with Joel Embiid, and Denver is first in the West right now. True or false, he will win his third straight MVP.
If it's between him and Embiid, I'm going to say false because I really like what Philly is doing. Did you see how they came back the other night?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
You see how he knocked Josh's ball out of the air? Josh was just laying up in the air, suspended with no ball. Mm-hmm. All right, sorry. Mm-hmm. So you say false. You say it's Embiid. Any love for Tatum, your boy Tatum, the light-skinned assassin?
I mean, I think it kind of comes down to that they're not really struggling. So.
Okay. No. Okay, so you're saying false. Mike, do you agree? True or false? He goes three-peat with the MVP. Because y'all correctly picked him as MVP last year.
I'll say false as well. I think there's, his team's doing really well. He's doing really well, but there's also a couple teams in the East that are doing really well too. And I agree, Tatum has been balling out.
Okay, all right. Because I'm like, if he gets 3 in a row, then where was LeBron's 3 in a row? Where was Jordan's 3 in a row? Where was Shaq's 3 in a row on his three-peat? Where was Magic's 3 in a row in the 80s? The only one who pulled it off was Larry.
It wasn't but a handful of Europeans then.
Yeah, but still. I mean, so is this the European award? What is this?
I mean, you think about it. Look. Every team now has a couple of.
No. The international game has made the international players have made the game way better than it was in the 90s. That's why I always say LeBron played much better competition because there was no Giannis in the 90s. There was no Jokic. Can you imagine what Jokic would do to David Robinson, having him out there guarding the three-point line, putting him – come on, man. Right. Can you imagine Giannis? Well, come on now. So, Jokic, if he gets it, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm rooting for Embiid. Shamika Nicole, where you going in that outfit? We see you. Was you at the Brazilian ball? Where was you at? Looking very lovely. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? All right, Mike, you up. No, that picture caught me. I was like, okay. All right. The Lakers will make the playoffs Now, true or false? Now, let me set the stage for this. The Lakers are currently in 13th place out of 15 teams in the West, but they're only a game and a half out of the play-in. They make the playoffs. True or false?
Man, I'm gonna say true, just because that would make the playoffs that much more exciting.
Oh, yes, it would.
To see. And yeah, to your point, they're only one, maybe two games behind, like the play-in. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see it.
Right, Tasha, do you agree? They make up that game and a half?
No, because old Nappy, who with the Bulls now, he said on his podcast.
Oh, will you tell that little cockroach to sit down?
He said his goal is to knock them out of the playoffs.
They just lost by 40 last night. No, they won by 40.
But you saw he tore Russ's ACL, so he'll go out there.
Right, LeBron, you might want to load manage them 2 games.
Right.
Like you off the map. I think the Lakers do make it up as well. And it kind of leads into my next question because they're going to be a low seed. And if you're Denver, if you're Sacramento, if you're Memphis sitting up there at the top, do you really want to retool Lakers team with LeBron, AD, and the new pieces they have added? Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that in a 7-game series, not in the first round. Which brings me to you, Tasha. Ja and the Grizzlies are still good in the West. True or false?
I mean, they're the number 2 seed. I don't see them slipping down past 4. So I would still say they're good for now.
I like that answer. That made me feel better because I'm feeling more like Mike's face right now when it comes to the Grizzlies. Mike.
Yeah. I mean, ever since, everyone started putting their pieces in at the last deadline, I mean, they're 4-6 the last 10. So,
Mike, don't do research. Don't do that.
It looks a little iffy right there. So I'm gonna say
like,
no.
20-something odd games left. Do you really think? What is it? 20, 30 some odd games left. Do you really think?
Yeah, they got 25 games left.
They'll drop below a 4 seed.
No, I mean, no, that's not the point for me. The rankings. I'm saying
saying they're not good.
Are they
they're not going to make no noise?
Like,
they ain't gonna make no noise.
Final?
So yeah, I agree with Mike on that. They ain't making no noise.
Damn. I'm worried about that too. And the number that sticks out to me is 17 and 16 against the Western Conference so far. There's a lot of bad teams in the West.
Yeah.
No, I don't. And they got Denver tonight. They still got 2 more games left with them, 3 more games left with the Mavs. They got the Clippers twice. Did you see the Clippers score 175 points last night? Okay. All right. Mike, you're up next. Go ahead and show your shirt real quick before I ask you this question. All right there. Kyrie will get the Mavericks back to the Western Conference Finals. True or false?
True. Next question.
Ooh.
Not this year. Not this year.
Well, it's either this year or not year. I mean, like.
But again, how long is
they did fall off Steph, huh?
How long is Kyrie going?
Now, you all know people are crazy until money's involved. This guy's playing for a contract this summer. So, don't blame me. I'm just saying it was
he playing for that contract. He gonna get that contract, and then he gonna go Kyrie. He gonna go KK.
That's crazy, Kyrie, for y'all that don't know. Now, Mike said something when the trade first went down when he was like, "Hey, this is down. This is Texas. Texas is kind of like do what you like. It's so vast and big here. You got to really do something crazy to get Texas' attention. So maybe he'll just lay low.
Ask Belly should. Ask Belly should.
You stop it, Nipplegate. All right, Janet.
I got a sports bra.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But people didn't care about Zeke having the crop top, when he performed. It's all about performance. Once he started dropping off, then everyone's like, man, get Zeke out of there.
That is true. Put a full shirt on, boy.
That is true. That's true, and that's a mic drop. All right. Now, this one I'm really interested in getting your answer on. So, Tasha, you up first on this one then. But to put an exclamation point on what you said, Mike, and you, Tasha, I'm worried about the Mavs. Very worried. Too bad we won't get to watch it here in Dallas, but that's another story for another day. All right. Tasha, last but certainly not least, young Matt McClung saved the NBA dunk contest. True or false?
False. First of all, he ain't even on on no NBA roster. That's number one.
His payout was larger than his contract deal.
So how you saving the NBA dunk contest when you ain't even in the NBA? If that's because they might as well start getting dudes out the stands and go out there and start dunking.
So you say no? Were you not entertained? Did you saw the highlights?
I didn't watch it,
but you saw the clips of it, right?
No, I have not seen any clips. I have not seen any highlights. I watched 5 minutes of the All-Star game.
You know what? Mike, take this one over, please. Did he save the dunk contest in your opinion?
No. I mean, it was entertaining to your point. But it also, like, if you look at like old school dunk contests or anything like that, it was smooth. He looked very like he won, right? But like he was struggling. Like he was like, I barely made it. Like, nah, man, that didn't look, in my opinion. I know it was the 720s and all this other stuff.
He did. Like he went around a couple of times. He was.
I want the power. I want the power and the finesse. And nah, it wasn't it for me.
Okay, so you going get off my lawn, guy. You going back to Dominique and them doing the double pump thunder dunks and all that. And I agree. Shamika says they're gonna have to up the bag to get any notable contenders in the league to participate.
I want a Vince Carter. That's what I want.
I'm glad you brought him up.
Vince Carter would have done that with ease and so smooth. He just the kid that won that it just looked like he was struggling the whole time.
He barely got to the rim. He got there though, but just barely. But my thing is, did y'all see what Stephen A. Smith was saying all week that LeBron killed the dunk contest? Did y'all see that floating on social media?
I'm not gonna say he necessarily killed the dunk contest, but even if you get a LeBron out there and he doesn't execute any dunks, you're still gonna get people to watch because LeBron is in the dunk contest.
Right. Whether he crashes and burns or whether he soars high, we're gonna watch because he's in there. I'm
not gonna say LeBron killed the dunk contest. All these people who didn't need to be in the dunk contest killed the dunk contest.
No, I'm going back to what Mike said. I'm going with Vince Carter. Vince Carter killed the dunk contest. And here's why.
You're not gonna blame half man, half amazing because he could soar, and he on them and ones at the time he did. He had
on them Shaq shoes that you could buy at Walmart.
Ones. You can't blame him because he put his arm in the net and he did
he won the dunk contest. And he just hear me out. Just give me the 30 seconds. This is how he won the dunk contest. In the LeBron era, it's all about your brand. So LeBron was like looking at the 2000 dunk contest in 2003, like, I can't do that. I can't outdo Vince. That's not good for my brand. And Vince was a superstar, but he wasn't a legend. He wasn't like Kobe, Shaq, LeBron level, but he was a big enough star to where you would compare him. You like, wait a minute. Vince killed LeBron in that dunk contest, or anybody that comes after LeBron. That was too high a bar. After him, people start jumping over Kias. They're blowing cupcakes out on the backboard.
Coming out with Superman outfits.
Right, you got on Superman outfit. Like what he did was natural, was organic, was regular dunking that you will see in a regular gym. Nobody will ever be able to top that. I think he killed the dunk contest because even MJ would have to say, damn, that boy cold. Like, what can I do other than jump over a Kia?
Because you think about it. If you say, who are your top 5 dunkers out of everybody who has dunked, Vince Carter is
Vince Carter. I mean, don't even bat an eye. It's Vince Carter.
He's like 2 or 3. You know, they give it to Jordan because he came from the free throw line, but I digress because Dominique should have actually won that slam dunk contest.
He did, but it was in Chicago.
And he was robbed so bad he never got in another contest.
Him like Aaron Gordon, they both got robbed. But it was in Chicago, so of course they're gonna give it to Mike. But no. Vince, you ruined it for everybody. You desensitized us to your greatness, and now we got to have people giving birth while they jumping over the OBGYN and all that old stuff. Like, nah. The game itself, Mike, you said it was trash. You didn't watch it. Is there any fix in the All-Star game, just as an aside?
No, I mean, I even brought up doing like USA versus the world.
I would like that. That was a pretty decent matchup.
But then I was thinking, like, it's just going to be the same thing then.
Yeah,
they're going to do this. Like, go ahead, take your shot or whatever. It's just a whole bunch of one-on-ones. To your point, you might as well just do a one-on-one tournament.
Yep. I'm just tired of the gimmicks. I don't necessarily mind them, shooting 3-pointers, but I want to see some people dunk too. I want to see some different offense, because they don't play defense until the end. Well, it used to be, because that's when the money was on the line. But now every quarter you got to give it this charity. I'm not knocking that part of it, but what's the point? Just play like you've always played it.
Right.
The top 24 and 24 get in, East and West, and like I said, you drafted. You might as well say, just throw everybody out there and just draft who you want to do, and not having a East versus West.
Right, right. And yeah, right. Right. Now, I think the biggest difference on why there was defense in the 90s and not today is because pre-social media, your on-court play was your branding. Michael Jordan's brand was, I'm going to dominate you. Like, it was no, he had his shoes, of course, but there was no tequila line. There was no social media push. There was none of all of that. There was no, can you imagine the 87 dunk contest with Twitter, what Michael Jordan was doing? How many numbers he would have did in social media? It would have been billions.
No, can you imagine the Twitter feud because Dominique actually won?
Right. So,
can you imagine?
Now people are protecting their brands. They're not going to get out
there. Social media ruined this.
Who?
That's what I'm hearing. Social media ruined this then, because what you're saying is social media, they have their mixtape, if you will, like every day or every time they play. So they get that no matter if you are watching TV or not. You could just watch the highlights.
Absolutely.
And to the point, back in the day, they didn't have that.
Right.
You can go back to and one and say and one ruined it, because they was the first one that had the street mixtapes or the basketball stuff. If we going back.
Now, she watching the fact that it was so mediocre and it had to be that to make it worth watching the set. In that second half, y'all, I was like this.
After Giannis went out and hurt his hand, I think I watched the beginning of it after the sister sang "Oh Canada" and changed those lyrics appropriately.
What you saying that, Tasha? I was thinking this last night, I swear to God. "Oh Canada" is a banger. We need that on Spotify. That's a pretty dope song.
And the thing, she changed the lyrics. So
you forgot the lyrics.
No, she changed them on purpose. And that's the thing. Okay, let me say this real fast.
Lord,
like how they say, when all the Colin Kaepernick stuff was happening, and they were talking about, the Star Spangled Banner, you listen to the second and third verses, and they're racist and whatever. After that, Canada changed their lyrics to be more inclusive. Where it used to be in all thy sons command, it's all of us command. She just went out there and she changed it again. She says, "Oh Canada, our home on native land." She just changed it to make it appropriate. So why can't the Star Spangled Banner be changed? There are a couple of words, but I digress.
All I know is this: they say, "Oh Canada," that it gets me going. Shouts out to Canada. They got that one right. I think the Isley brothers wrote that. All right, now it's time for T Sizzle's top 5. Now, since we've been talking hoops the majority of the show, let's go with T Sizzle's top 5 players in the NBA right now. Not all time, this season. Tasha, take it away.
I got Jason Tatum. I have Joel Embiid. I have Jokic. Now, these last 3. The only reason why I'm taking this one guy off is because...
Stop it, Mike. Go ahead.
Oh, your boy's on the list, Mike. Just hold your damn horses. Hold your horses. All 3 of these the 3 that I'm choosing for at the bottom is because they're injured. Like, I want to put Giannis.
Please tell me you ain't finna put Nappy Roots on there.
I want
to. Please don't do the people like that. We said this year. Don't do that.
Are you gonna let me read the list, or you gonna talk? What you gonna do? Thank you. I have Giannis, who of course is hurt again. Not his wrist, but he banged knees last night, and his knee is hurt.
Yeah. That could be huge too. I'm sorry. Back to Zip.
Luka, who I think is about to bust up out his jersey in the belly area. He's hurt, but I'm putting Luka on there. And Ja, because I'm tired of Ja's mouth. I don't know if I want to put him on there. But Ja is more of a, to me, the reason why I'm drawn to Ja is because he's an exciting player.
Right. Ja, to everybody's amazement, Ja's not on my top 5 list right now because you got to work on that outside shot. Teams are starting to
so that's why he is, you see, he is actually at the very bottom. I have Tatum, Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, and then I have Ja on the very bottom.
Oh, okay. I owe you an apology, Tasha. I thought you was gonna try to throw KD in there because I was me and this computer was gonna go off the side of this patio.
I mean, I don't even have LeBron in there.
That's where you messed up, though. That's where you messed up.
She said she likes LeBron.
Did she leave out anybody that you have on your list?
I got Dame Time on there. This guy, I mean, he's on a bad team.
He's been good to you with your predictions lately, too, huh?
Yeah, he's under the radar, but man, he's been balling out. He's averaging 31 points a game, and yeah, I got to put him on there.
Denise, I love May Jane's Coffee. Very bottom. Oh my God. Now I agree with all of y'all's picks. My order is Giannis, Luka, Embiid, which does make me a hypocrite because I said that the Americans was better than the Europeans. My top 3 this year are foreign-born players. I want to say it before one of y'all say it. Like, wait a minute. Didn't you say? All right, so it's Giannis, Luka.
Yeah, you said USA in 4, actually.
Yeah, because Jokic isn't built for that type of up and down game. You saw him in the.
But LeBron is okay.
And look, wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. Can I get my list out? All right, it's Giannis, Luka, Embiid, Tatum.
Oh man.
And until otherwise noted, he still got to be top 5. The man averaging 30, 10, and 8.
And what's his record? And what's his team record?
Then in your case, Dame should be up there because his stats are better than LeBron's.
Dame can't wear the crown? Are you crazy?
He don't.
I didn't say the crown. I didn't say the crown. We're talking about top 5 players right now.
But I'm saying he's still the king, and King is number 5. When they no. Mike, you said that the Lakers will make the playoffs. You know who they would have to pass in order to do that? Portland.
Oh, I know.
And see, y'all, when he sends us this, and this ain't gonna be taking my shot. I said, so no LeBron.
No, I'm not giving you time to prepare. You're not gonna prepare for LeBron talk. You gotta just let it out. Just let it out. But no, that's a good list. We all pretty much agree. Mike, did you have John on your list?
Yeah, I do.
Damn. I gotta put John on my list somewhere. Who do I take off? Do I take off Tatum? No, I can't take off Tatum. Tatum is balling. Yeah, who you got again, Mike?
I had Giannis, Luka. I actually do have Tatum. I have Ja.
And Lillard.
And then Lillard, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so you have Embiid off your list then. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jokic, yeah.
Okay, and none of Tasha, we didn't have Jokic on there, so maybe it won't be a 3-peat. Oh, you did? Oh, who do I? You know what? No, I got Embiid over Jokic. Damn that. All right. Tasha, who you shouting out this week?
I have 2 shout-outs.
I got 2.
I'm going to try not to cry. He's not my brother, but blood couldn't make us closer. My brother, Brantlin Carmichael, is funeralizing his grandmother today, Miss Catherine Kelso. We call her Kitty. She's up in age. Of course, she's had a few ailments. She was in hospice and she passed on last week. And so send your shots out, send your prayers to the Carmichael and the Kelso family for me. And my second one, to lift it up, my lovely neighbors down the street. We have Miss Melly and Miss Marino Sr. Mr. Marino Sr. Well, let me say, Senora Melly y Senor Marino. They are celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary this weekend. So I will be
anniversary to Martin and Mary.
So I will be going to they're doing a vow renewal after 30 years. So I will be going to their wedding, their vow renewal ceremony on Sunday.
All right. And then the people are sharing your sentiment, prayers to the family and the loved ones. Mike, who you shouting out today, sir?
Well, we just had some family come over from Stacy's side. Back-to-back weeks, her sisters came over to visit baby girl Rhea. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Stacy because I go back to work officially Monday. So now
you been off work longer than Abbott Elementary was off for break.
I know you think I should stay longer.
No, man, get on back to work.
Yeah, so shout out to her because she'll be doing it a little bit of solo, couple days a week.
She's like, she got an alarm set to wake you up for work. She's like, man, there's too many people in this house. Can I get 5 minutes? You hogging the remote and all that stuff, watching Michigan basketball when y'all supposed to be watching Dateline. Michigan plays Wisconsin Sunday at CBS. Big time game, shouting out to Wolverines for a big win against Rutgers when they turned the water off on them. Did you see him lock them down, Mike?
I did, yeah, that was pretty
Turned their water off. Turned it off. I was so proud of them. My shout out, I just got one, to my baby cakes, Martrice Elaine Hastings. It's her birthday.
See, she was mad too, but Sheila came in and said it, so.
Right, but you know, mama got to get the first one in. So happy birthday, Martrice. You get a Saturday birthday. Hugs, kisses, and virtual shots from your boy. Oh, I can't drink like I used to. Woo. All right. You know how it goes down. Look, we got plenty more foolishness going on in sports to talk about next week. We got the draft coming up. We got the franchise tags coming up. We got players getting cut. We will talk about the Titans and the moves that they made last week. I just needed a week to process it. And we'll be inching into some March Madness. Y'all want to do another tournament this year? A bracket? Y'all in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we'll get that
Don't
together.
I get a belt or something?
So everybody can get in.
Didn't I win last year? I don't remember who won last year.
We're tired of you winning, Mike. Somebody in the chat got to win this. Langston, do you know college basketball? Steve, Tree, somebody beat this man. Tasha, you're going to be our champion this year. You got this. Just quit picking all them damn MAC teams, and you're going to be all right.
MAC always upsetting the number 2 seed.
They do. They do. The thing is, I'm really talking to myself because she always get out the first round. Mine would be like, Thursday, mine is like, well, throw this shit in the trash. Look at Steve. Steve, we know what you're doing. What you talking about? What's the question again? Bye, y'all. We'll see y'all in 6 days.
Hey, Paul, stay on. I got to ask you a question.
In 23 hours. Until then, peace. And go Blue Sunday.
Go Blue.
We make the tournament. Did y'all see we went up?